Nope. At least not at this current price, and not in this current climate. The Steam Machine has launched at a base price of $1,049. That's at only 512 gigabytes and no controllers. So you can maybe fit like 3 AAA games on it. Unfortunately, the writing was on the wall. All the way back when Linus Tech Tips first got his hands on a Steam Machine 7 months ago, Steam announced before talking about the price that the hardware would not be subsidized, which is a very uncommon practice in the console space. The reason your PlayStations and Xboxes stayed at the 500 range for the longest time, even when RAM costs ballooned past the console price itself, was because Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo would eat the cost of the console hardware and make the real money off the software and the accessories that you bought after the fact. So when Steam announced no subsidies, that automatically made sure that this wouldn't really be a console killer. However, even if this had launched maybe a year ago, before all these insane price hikes, at around $750 to $800 that Valve themselves wanted it to launch at, this would have legitimately changed the game. I mean, Valve is already a hardware manufacturer with the Steam Deck, which already changed the PC handheld landscape, but with this, they would have actually been able to compete with the big three of gaming, and eventually, maybe if there was a Steam Machine 2, wishful thinking, they would have actually been the fourth console to rival. But as it stands, Valve is marketing this as a PC built for the TV. Nothing more, nothing less. Basically a souped up Ouya. In a vacuum, this is a pretty sweet little box. It's able to hit 60 FPS on games like Cyberpunk on Ultra, and with advances in FSR, you can crank out a lot more performance out of just the 140 watts of TDP that this has, compared to the PS5, which has a combined TDP of around 200-220, but unfortunately, it's not in a vacuum. The PS5 outshines it handily in the FPS per dollar category, and Valve's marketing that this is a 4K machine is a bit dubious. They fail to mention that 4K requires you to put all the graphics on ultra low and max out the upscaling all the way. But the silver lining in all this is that for the price, you're getting a small cube with a decent amount of compute power that's not just for gaming, but anything you want to do with it. I'm sure you can load Windows on this and pull off some productivity, but the real mission is to completely take over Windows in terms of gaming, and this is a giant step in the right direction, except the price. Like really, that price just doesn't sit right. But unfortunately, you can't even blame Valve for this. Even if they were to subsidize, they can't subsidize that hard, because unlike consoles, you can bypass SteamOS on this. And at that point, Steam makes no money off that console. Say a medium-sized business buys 100 of these because it's small and powerful and money is no object. If Valve were subsidizing every console, they would lose out on all of that revenue. So their hands are tied, unfortunately, unless they lock the thing down super hard, which defeats the whole PC aspect of this. But then you have actual chodes on Twitter going, oh, Valve is dead because of the pricing on this, while using AI images, the very thing causing this price hike. People are calling out DIY solutions or pre-builds that will technically crush it on paper. One famous one going around is Gamer Nexus's DIY, which is okay, but it uses a power supply that's known for blowing up. And one thing that all these pre-builds and DIY solutions will miss are the creature comforts that Valve found a way to implement with the Steam Machine. They added waking up from controller, which is a thing just for consoles, where on the PS5 you press the PS button and the console wakes up. Steam will be doing the same thing with their Steam controller, which is not a thing in the PC space and was one of the biggest comforts missing from PC media solutions like TV solutions. And they also have CEC integration, which means aspects of the TV can be controlled by the Steam Machine and vice versa. No other DIY solution will be able to do this out of the box, at least not easily. And honestly, just the form factor is pretty cool. It's the size of a GameCube. And Valve really being consumer first, it does have removable faceplates, and they released the models, the CAD files for it, so that you can make your own faceplates, which is pretty cool. But no matter the price, there is a 100% chance that this thing will sell out day one, because we live in a consumer and scalper society. Don't be surprised when you see Steam machines going for over $2,000 on eBay the week of launch, and you, the normal consumer, not being able to get one for months, because that's the world we live in. So it will be a commercial success. I can guarantee it for a fact. And it will bring meaningful change to the living room PC space, but not to the point where Valve was envisioning. And I doubt that even if the prices of PC parts come down, I don't know how, that Valve would lower the price. I mean, once you see that people are buying this for $1,000+, what point do you have in lowering the price? Get ready for the $700 base PS6 and $120 games. But hey, you can make funny memes with Grok, right? Anyways, thank you for watching. Join me on live streams every other day on YouTube and on Twitch. Check out my main channel for more high quality videos. And bye-bye.